Bam! Boy howdy. This is Shane Immersed here, and we're doing another episode of Zero to Hero for the second time this month. We have some pretty cool things to talk about. Mostly the big thing, other than bug fixes and a couple camera improvements on mirrors and stuff, there is the new dynamic bone restrictor, quote unquote. I put it in quotes because I made it up, not anybody else. The dynamic bone restrictor. Let's start from the beginning real quick. Dynamic bones are a process that make things, whoosh and stuff on your character, and you can do this by using a dynamic bone script found in the Unity Asset Store. The issue with the dynamic bone script is that the script relies on your CPU and not your GPU for processing, and it only uses, if I recall correctly, one core to do all of that processing. So when you have really complicated physics going on a dynamic bone script, and your processor can only handle so much data, bad things can happen, particularly frame rate loss. And to curb this problem, VRChat has created a dynamic bone restricting system. So if a character or a player has too many dynamic bones, right? I believe the setting for that would be 32 transforms and 8 collision checks, and we'll talk about that in a second. If it has more than that, simply the dynamic bones for that character shut off. And none of the cloth moves, none of the effects happen on that specific character. Everybody else is okay, but that specific character is turned off. And the issue is that probably most of your avatars that you probably use are probably in the shut off category. My character, for example, has 21 bone transforms and 14 collision checks. And the 14 collision checks is more than 8, so therefore nobody else sees the couple things that happen on this avatar. And to fix that, either people have to turn off the system or have to go into a configuration file to change it. And that is an issue with this version 1 the version 1 system of this. Hopefully in the future they let us change the dynamic bone configurations inside VRChat. But anyway, let's just tell you real quick. I'll show you right now how to get the dynamic bone stuff. Show you the dynamic bone stuff and how to change it. So right here we have our little menu, and we're going to go into safety. Inside safety, the new thing here is the performance options section. And if you click on performance options, you have this right here. And essentially this is all there is right now. And it's the limit dynamic bone usage checkbox. And defaultly it's on. And you have max effective transforms to 32. So you can have 32 bones effectively moving. And then 8 max collision checks. So if you add a bone collider onto your avatar somewhere, like for example this one is keeping it from hitting the hips when I move the hips around. It's keeping the cloth from like cutting through and exposing the hips when I go back and forth. If you have more than that, then you're broken. So this character is broken, so I have to fix this character. And so if the concept of this is either you can go into the INI file, like I said, and change it, the configuration file, which is in a really kind of complicated place. I'll put it in the description, so you can just click start, type in run, and then paste that location in so you can find this file and edit it. But what I would do if you don't want to go through all that hassle is to just uncheck this box, push OK, and when you're in a world and you're having a problem, just check the box off and push OK, and it'll go through all the characters, find who's the baddies, and just wipe it out. So that's pretty much what's going on in this version of VRChat. It's a really good feature. I think it's a little bit on the strict side, and there's no way to change it in game, but I'm hoping that in the very near future, we'll have a little bit more ability to change it in here. This is also where the particle effects restrictor is also. It's in the same place in the configuration section of stuff. So that's about it. Keep using your dynamic bones. Keep in mind the restrictions when you are making dynamic bone stuff so people can see everything that you're doing. Because, like I said, defaultly, this system is on. So keep that in mind. If you don't care, then just keep doing it like you normally do. But if you do care, keep the new settings in mind. So that's about it. This is Shane Immersed here. Thank you so much for watching. If you need to, subscribe for everything, you know how to do that and all the other stuff. So yeah, that's it. Take care. You guys have a great day. Where? It's over here.